Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm bringing you guys my review of the LEGO Spider-Man Final Battle. It is set number 76261, comes with 900 pieces, and is rated ages 10 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $109.99, and in Canada for $139.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review, starting with the box. So of course, as a LEGO Marvel set, specifically based off of what we saw from Spider-Man No Way Home, this set is absolutely incredible in my mind. Of course, Spider-Man No Way Home came out a couple of years ago now, but there was some secrecy, of course, a lot of leaks prior to the movie's release, but a lot of secrecy in the marketing about whether or not it would include the previous Spider-Man iterations, of course. If you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, I mean, this set does spoil it, that yes, we do get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man included in the set, as you can see, included on the bottom of the box, showing all the minifigures, which I think looks awesome. You have the nice Statue of Liberty head, which is where the final battle takes place. Flipping the box around, you can see some more nice detail behind the face of the head, showing off some of the scaffolding and whatnot. Some of the other play functionality of the characters, which is pretty nice. Reenactments of iconic scenes from the film, such as when Ned is saved by the cape of Doctor Strange. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. Taking a look at the manual, of course, it is in the newer style with the rendered image, which I just don't think looks as well as it could. Something interesting is there is no advertising of any other LEGO Marvel sets at all in the manual. It goes directly to the part count in the back there, so somewhat interesting that they didn't include advertising. I guess another way for them to cut costs in a way, I guess. And before we go on to the set and minifigures, figured I would show off the extra pieces. As you can see, you're left with quite a large assortment of extra pieces, including some of the parts to represent the webs. Obviously, you have this nice brick separator included, and other studs and Technic parts, etc. that are included as extras, which is always nice. Now, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Normally, I would show off the minifigures right at the start, but since I have them all on display, figured I'd show off how the set looks on display with all of the characters. And as you can see, I think it looks absolutely awesome. In a lot of ways, I consider this almost like a diorama. Maybe it's just because of the, bottom sort of wrapping around there. I just really like how it looks. Of course, in actuality, it is the Statue of Liberty. It's meant to be, way up higher, etc., and have the body and whatnot. Obviously, a set like this, they're limited just to the head. But even in that sense, I think they captured quite a lot of detail in this set. And I think it is just really awesome to see, I have to say. You see all the nice figures, wrapped around with the scaffolding. You can really play around with where you want to place your characters. You have these little sort of clear parts here that you can sort of place other characters. So here you can pretend MJ is falling, etc. Or you can have, Electro, flying in the air with his lightning. And also, of course, the Goblin riding on his glider. Just stuff like that you can just sort of reenact, essentially, which is pretty nice. There is some other nice aspects of the set where really a lot of places where you can place characters. Of course, some of them are just tiles, so if you place characters there, they will fall, which is probably my only thing. I wish it was consistent, and all of these were sort of designed the same way, where they have one of them with studs, because I just think it would work a little bit better, because at the end of the day, then you could place your characters wherever you want, because if I place a character here, he's just going to fall over if I try and move it. Of course, if you're just placing them there and don't move it, then obviously they're not going to fall, but then depending on where you place it, you're not going to be able to see the character, of course. So just little things like that I wish was sort of changed, personally. Overall, though, you can see some nice detail of the Statue of Liberty. I'll show it off better once I take off the figures, but just wanted to show it off with all the characters on top first. Take a look at our first minifigure. We have Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Of course, very nice suit with the black and gold and red. I just really like this suit personally. I think it really comes off great on the LEGO figure. Has really nice dual molded legs, as you can see there, mixed in with the printing, which I just think is outstanding to see. As sometimes there's been a lot of discussion of, you know, some Marvel figures not getting as high detailed figures, and in some cases I think it is correct, but in this case I think they went very well with this figure. Obviously, would have been nice to see some arm printing perhaps, but in that sense, I still think this is a great minifigure. Now you are given an extra head and hair piece to represent him without his mask, as of course he has his mask off quite often during the films, as you can see there. I think it works pretty decently. Maybe could have used a different hairstyle, but that's nitpicking, I guess, at that point. And is a double-sided face, has him a bit more upset, which obviously makes sense as he goes through a lot during Spider-Man No Way Home. Our next minifigure is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, who is listed as the as the Amazing Spider-Man, which makes sense, I guess. He as well has an extra head and hairpiece, which I'll show off in a moment. But overall, pretty nice Spider-Man minifigure. Now, I did not collect any of the Amazing Spider-Man sets when those came out during those films' run, so I have no comparison to any other previous Spider-Man minifigures, unfortunately, there. But I still think this is a pretty good minifigure. Again, really the only thing I would have loved to see on these characters is arm printing. Really like the dual molded legs there. I guess I could also say some leg printing as well, but I really think even if it was just arm printing, I would have been quite happy with the figures. Back printing looks excellent with the spider logo there. Taking off the Spider-Man mask, you can see the the Andrew Garfield head and hairpiece, which I think the hairpiece is spot on. And the face print works quite well as well, in my opinion. Flipping it around, you can see him a bit more blank stare there, which is kind of fun as a facial expression as well. So overall, pretty nice minifigures. And lastly, we have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, also known as Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And this is just awesome to see this as a LEGO minifigure. As I don't believe LEGO had the Marvel rights during this run of sets. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do remember having some Mega Bloks Spider-Man, specifically Mega Bloks Spider-Man 3 set. So I don't believe LEGO had the rights originally for the Spider-Man at the time. So I don't think they had any sets with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This is me not doing any research though, so apologies if they have made Tobey Maguire Spider-Man into any other LEGO sets in the past. Still, great figure to get. Again, would have liked to see some arm printing on him, but still, very nice figure. And just like the other Spider-Man, does have the extra head and hairpiece, which works quite well. I think I would have liked the face to look bit older, like he kind of looks the same age, and I know like that's nitpicking there, but I just think the face kind of looks a bit young to represent Tobey Maguire, because obviously he's meant to be older than what he comes across on this LEGO figure. Our next minifigure is MJ, which is a great minifigure to have included, obviously. Zendaya as a LEGO figure, pretty cool there. And I think she translates quite well from live action to LEGO form there. I think they did a great job. Taking a look at the back printing and extra face print with her being more peculiar, which I think works quite well for her character there, and definitely a very nice minifigure. Our next minifigure we'll take a look at is Electro, and I absolutely love this figure. He might be my favorite in the set. I just think his detail is absolutely phenomenal. I think he has some of the best detail of any of the characters included, and yeah, I love this character with the lightning. Obviously, it looks very nice using these parts that I've seen them use in Ninjago to represent the lightning. I think works quite well there. Looks very nice. I really love the torso print, and then even the leg printing with the pouches there, I think looks awesome. Taking off his sort of, I call it backpack, but it's just meant to be the lightning shooting out of him. Looks like that on the back printing. Obviously, because of his hairstyle, they weren't able to give him any back face printing, which is fine. but the back torso print as well looks excellent. Take a look at our next minifigure. We have Doc-Ock, or Dr. Octavius, and I think this is a great minifigure as well. Love the printing on him. Definitely pretty outstanding if you ask me. As you can see, the nice part usage there. I just think he looks really, really cool. Taking off his arms, we can show off his back printing, which looks like that, as you can see, with him also showing off the back face print that he has of him being a bit more angry. Next up is Doctor Strange, of course. Definitely a needed character in this set, and awesome to see that they included. This is one I think they could have chosen not to include, but I'm glad they did, as he is obviously integral to the plot, but it just seemed like a figure that LEGO might choose not to include, kind of like what they did with Sandman to an extent, and of course the Lizard. But glad to see that they did decide to include him. I think he's a great minifigure and a necessary inclusion. Of course, you can pop off his cape to reveal his back printing as I drop his hairstyle there. But as you can see, back face print looks like that, and then the back torso print looks excellent. Of course, this is the sort of plastic cape, so you can pop it off and also wrap it around Ned if you wanted to. And our next character, on his glider, we have the Goblin. Another excellent figure, in my opinion. Really nicely done. I think the only thing missing is his hood, in my opinion, because obviously we see him having his hood on. Would have liked to see them include that with the hairpiece, especially since they obviously included the Spider-Man heads. Don't think them including a hood piece would have been too much to ask for. They went just with the hairstyle, which I think still looks good, but just in the scene we see him quite often with his hood on. Looking at the back printing, doesn't have his goggles on, but it is the goggling face from when he's fighting Tom Holland, basically to the death. Does come with his patented pumpkin bomb, which you also get another one, and I popped it up there. You can also take a look at the nice glider, which is obviously brick built, and I think looks pretty good. You can play around with it, get it into different positions. Obviously, it's more meant to be like at a slight angle, sort of like that. And our final character is Ned, and I bring up Ned last because this figure is completely inaccurate, and I'm not sure why. It's a nothing issue. It's just he's supposed to be in a blue and yellow hoodie, not a red and yellow hoodie. I don't know if it has to do with any copyrights, because I believe it's meant to represent MIT, as it has also has an M or a W. I believe a W to represent the Wolverines is what it's called in the film. So I'm not upset about them not including the W, but I feel like it could have still been, you know, the correct color scheme, not this inaccurate. Like I'm gonna post the image here just to show what he looks like, what outfit he's wearing in the film, just to show you, as you can see. As you can see here, it just, I don't think, it's just weird to me why it got changed. Again, minor thing, but very interesting why they changed it. I'm guessing it's just the copyright for some reason, but I still think it could have been the same color jacket. It didn't have to be changed to a completely inaccurate one. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just a little weird in my mind. And I'd be remiss to not bring up our final character included, if you want to call him a character, and that is Sandman. As you pop this off, you can look inside and see the Sandman hand. As you can see right there, you can play around with it a little bit. You can, of course, have one of the Spider-Men get trapped. We'll actually just grab Ned just because it's easier to show him off being grabbed in there by Sandman. Now, they did not give Sandman any like head or anything. Obviously, he's meant to be very large, so that makes sense why they didn't go out with a Sandman, as we don't actually see him in a small form until after he's been changed back and loses his Sandman powers, if you want to call it that. So in that sense, it makes sense why they didn't include them and just have him sort of as a nice reference, along with having obviously a lot of sand and tan parts to represent sand beneath, just to show that Sandman is there in a sense. So nice to have that reference. Still weird that they didn't include the Lizard in my mind. I feel like there are parts where they could have placed him and it would have fit. I'm guessing it just came down to they thought the figure, they would have had to use obviously a certain mold that would have been taller than a regular Lego figure, and they just didn't think they could fit that many characters on it. But still, a little disappointing not to get that character included as well, as that would have been pretty much the complete set. I wouldn't have been upset about Sandman only being a hand. I just really would have liked if they include the Lizard. Now, apparently, according to rumors, we will get the Lizard in a No Way Home set in 2024. So nice about that, I guess. But still, would have been nice had he been included in this set rather than you having to go and buy a brand new Lego set. Now, taking a look at the Statue of Liberty head with all the characters off, you can see a lot more detail and a lot more of the play functionalities. You have some generators there, as you can see. You have the webs with the cures for some of the characters. I believe this one is specifically the one for Sandman, I believe. Maybe it's just in general meant to represent any of the cures, other than, I guess, for Electro, but for Sandman or the Goblin. I guess you can't even say it's for the Lizard, since they don't have the Lizard included in the set. You also have this nice Minecraft head printed with the, cube, meant to send them back to the to their own dimensions, and that's why I decided to place the pumpkin bomb closer by, because obviously it gets blown up. You have the nice portal reference for when Doctor Strange arrives, but that's not the only reference to any portals. You also have this in the back section here that you can drop down and reveal a portal to the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is obviously where they are at points during the film. So nice there. Obviously just a Lego sticker piece, but still nice to have that reference there, to have the characters essentially walk out of that into the Statue of Liberty battle, kind of where Ned and MJ were, though I believe they were actually stationed at their school at the time, but still a nice reference, I guess. You can see some of the nice play functions, I guess, if you want to call it that. You can move these parts up just to give you a better look at the Statue of Liberty head, just like that, as you can see. So looks very nice. Obviously you can see them using some of the same part usage they used on the Lego Movie 2 set. I can't remember what that set was called. I personally didn't own it, but had the Statue of Liberty involved as well. Was a slightly larger scale than what we see here, but still using a lot of the same parts, I believe, and it really captures it quite well in my mind. I really love all the scaffolding. I think it is an excellent addition. If it was just the Statue of Liberty head, I definitely think the set wouldn't be as good, because obviously they're incorporating the scaffolding because that's how it is in the film, but just nice to see that attention to detail, as I think Lego could have skimped out on that. You also have a nice Lego camera, which is kind of funny since I don't believe they used the camera at all during this thing. Kind of just feels like a reference to the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man always wanting to take pictures. So fun reference there, I guess. Overall though, this set to me is very much like a diorama set without being a diorama, because the play functionalities really amount to its minifigures included in this set, rather than any actual play functionality of the build. Now you can really play with where you want to place your characters. Generally I leave Electro at the very top here. I just think it works the best. But overall you can place your characters wherever you want to have them battle it out. It really is up to you, which is pretty nice. There's some characters I generally put in the same places, like Goblin on this, sort of flying away as we see during the film, and then Electro at the top there. But then you can really place your other characters wherever you see fit. We'll take off their heads just so I can place them properly. We can have, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man going against the Goblin there. You can have Tom Holland Spider-Man going against Electro. And of course, be remiss, have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man going to save MJ from falling to her death and make up for not being able to save Gwen Stacy in his film, or story, essentially. Just like that, and of course, place your other characters wherever you want. Basically, we'll have Ned come out of the portal, and Doc-Ock also battling with Electro. So, as you can see, a lot of different places you can place your characters. Like I said, not too many studs, so you do have to be somewhat specific with where you're placing your characters. Of course, with the scaffolding, you can place your characters to hold their hands on the scaffolding, which is a nice addition. As if you didn't have that ability, then it would be quite cramped, and I don't think it would be that great. But as a display set, I think this does quite well as that. Like, I just think it's a great little build for what has been, in my opinion, one of the best Spider-Man movies, one of the best Marvel movies, in my opinion. And it's just a nice reference, getting all three Spider-Man, all these Marvel villains, iconic characters from the MCU and comics in one set is just awesome to see. Really, like I said, my biggest gripe is the lack of a Lizard figure, because I do think, while it would have been a lot more cramped, and I think they could have made it work, including a Lizard figure, rather than having you to now go out and buy another, like a Marvel set, and get extra other figures that did come in the set with just to get the Lizard. Because really, I think he's the only thing that's missing. Obviously, Sandman is just a hand, essentially, and, 10 parts. But I think that makes sense for what the scale they wanted to make this set in. I think that is fine. That doesn't bother me. But I do wish they included the Lizard in this set. And just a minor thing, really weird that Ned is in the completely inaccurate clothing. All the other characters are accurate or very close to perfectly accurate figures. So it's just weird that Ned's jacket is the wrong color, and just I don't know if it's copyright or, like, again, I really feel like it could have been the same color jacket, just without the reference to whatever, to MIT or Wolverines, whatever was the issue there. Like, I think it could have still been the same color and would have been fine as a figure. So, at the end of the day, that's all my opinion. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the LEGO Spider-Man Final Battle. Have you guys picked up this set, or are you planning to? Are you guys fans of Spider-Man No Way Home or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Please leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.